Coach, I know we always talk about this, a successful weekend, but you feel like you left a little bit on the table today. Kind of take us through today and your assessment of the game.
Yeah, disappointed. Just didn't show up, locked in, ready to go. And you give up, I think it's 6 freebies, HBPs and walks. And, I know we got 2 errors here. I feel like we made 4 errors on the day. 3 of them in double plays and innings where they scored multiple runs. You could easily look up and say, hey, man, 6 of those runs maybe shouldn't be on the board, but we gave them opportunities in those spots. I'm sure you're the scorekeeper, so I'm sorry to say that, but I just think we got to make those plays. And 2 bad base running plays, like just, not real mindful stuff today.
Steph?
You mentioned it there a little bit. It seemed like even in the wins, you had a couple of those base running blunders, I guess. What was kind of going into that? Is it guys being too aggressive, or what do you think went into those mistakes?
Some of them, you get a pick off on a steal attempt. That's just aggressiveness, maybe not a great read. The one the other night with Amani, that's a tough one because he dies at the late minute and then he flips it to third, which most guys don't flip to third. But today we had a tough one, and we've had a couple tough ones over the last 2 weeks. That it's focus level, just being focused and understanding what's going on. We got to be better.
Robbie?
You talked about yesterday when you had that meeting with the team, just trying to get them back focused and wanting to have that sense of urgency to win every single SEC game. Is this kind of your concern, is having days like this
I think
with this team?
It's every coach's concern. You're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds, and they get excited. They win, hey, I got 2 out of 3. We got the series, and they just don't understand the importance of everything, of taking care of business, because you're really making up for one you goofed down the road. I think that's the hardest part. And it's on me. Like I said, it's my job to motivate them and make sure they understand that. But it is a frustrating day not to come out and be locked in like we should.
Steve?
Coach, it felt like pitching-wise, kind of fought it a little bit today. Brooke does a decent first and comes back out and can't get out of second. And nobody anticipates a starter falling apart in the second innings. You don't have anybody ready. So it's like it gets you off schedule. Kind of take us through that aspect.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, it's been a while since hadn't had a really good start. I mean, somebody get us into 5 or 6, so it did. It pushed the game in a different direction. It just wasn't good. I mean, I don't understand. He's been really good for us lately, but wasn't a great effort, great outing, excuse me. His efforts, he's trying as hard as he can, but just not a great outing for him. Couldn't command early today, and I think guys went out there. Like I said, you look at some guys, if you could make a play here or there, then something possibly could happen. But they had 7 lefties in the lineup. We tried to run through our lefties a good bit, and I thought they were competitive.
Steph?
Get another good day from Logan Kohler offensively, I guess. When you look at what he's done this season, you kind of got this groove here a bit. I mean, is this kind of the player you guys expected when you landed him before?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's always had the power. I mean, he's hit 10 or 12 every year. So the fact that he didn't have much power the first half of the season was a little bit of a shock to us, but he's swinging it well right now.
Sammy?
You talked about yesterday trying to get the team to wrangle their emotions, I think, in the 4th inning. Today you had a big chat with them in the 5th inning. Talk to me just about your emotions from that and what you're trying to tell these guys about wrangling their own emotions.
Well, I was pissed in the 5th when I met with them, so I don't know if I probably just spewed my emotions on them. But the message was you got half a game left to play, and you can still. I mean, crazy things happen in this league, but you got to want it more than them, and that was the challenge. Like you had to. I thought Alabama did a great job today. They've been a little undermanned, a little under the weather, and they won it today. They really won it today. They knew how important it was, and I challenged our guys. You got to want it more than them, and it doesn't always work that way, I know, but it's just trying to motivate them. And I thought we did play the last half of the game a lot better than the first half.
Steve?
Obviously, it's a different week this week. I know, and one you go on the road too. But what's your schedule going to look like this week as far as kind of getting guys ready for last SEC road series?
Well, we got exams, so they got a ton of tests tomorrow and Tuesday. So we don't do too much. Probably lift a little weights, take some light BP. Probably have really good practice on Wednesday, really good practice on Thursday there at Arkansas, and get ready to lock horns. I mean, it's going to be a great series. Obviously, Arkansas's one of the top 3 teams in the country, and they're probably number 1 in the country if they could just play at home. So they've been really good at their home field. So we got to get up there and get us some.
Benjamin?
Yeah, just some relief thoughts on this Arkansas team. Last road trip, you've started to play a lot better away from home team recently.
They can really pitch. You know, they arguably have maybe the best pitcher in the country with Hagen Smith. And that they're all three of their starters are really good, and they're pitch good at the back end. So I'm sure they're very comfortable pitching at home, and it's a veteran offensive group that have won a lot of games. So they know how to play winning baseball. I don't think they're putting up 2 touchdowns every game, but they can move the ball. They got some guys that can hit it out of the park. They play really good defense. So they play winning baseball.
Kind of, winning series are great, but at the end of the year they count off all the SEC games you won, and then they award regionals and that sort of stuff. I mean, do you feel like the team maybe lost a little bit of focus today? And kind of how would you characterize the performance?
I mean, we definitely came out slow. I don't think any of us are happy with how we started. Finished all right, but that game matters, and we know it. And we kind of let it slip away from us there. Definitely wish we could have started off better, for sure.
Steph?
I guess for y'all going into this week, there's no midweek game. How do you kind of flush this and keep the momentum you guys have had? Overall, I think it's 10 of 12 that you guys have won.
I mean, yeah, it's been a good stretch. Just got to keep building, get better every week, and it's going to be a good week of practice and good opponent next weekend. So we'll be ready.
Sammy?
2 big emotional meetings with Coach yesterday, today. A lot of emotion-centered talks. What have you learned from that? What did that teach you about this weekend and this series?
I mean, every single game matters. I mean, you got to stay in the moment. I mean, winning the series is huge, but when you have a chance to sweep, you got to get it done, and we didn't get it done today. So,
Stefan?
Coach was talking about the defense today and some of the plays that you felt like y'all could have made. I guess for you guys out there, how much is that kind of a point of pride of having a clean defense for your pitchers? Because overall for the season, it's been pretty decent.
yeah, I mean, we pride ourselves on defense. I mean, I feel like we've been that way all year. I mean, had a couple miscues today, and they ended up costing us big time. So, I mean, we know that we're better than that. Mistakes happen, of course, but I mean, when they snowball like that, it doesn't help.
Steve?
Logan Kohler having a pretty good weekend for you guys. And you see him every day in practice, but he's finally kind of brought that to the game field. What have maybe you seen from him throughout the season and the last couple of weeks?
I mean, big time improvements. I mean, we knew what kind of player he was going into the year. Started off slow. I think he got a little mental, but he got out of it. And he's starting to see the ball real well, and I mean, you're seeing what he can do now. So it's big time in the lineup.
And Steve?
Also, too, going to Arkansas, it's kind of like coming here, right? And so, how do you prepare for that aspect of it? I mean, kind of dealing with one of the most challenging environments in Southeastern Conference.
I mean, I think every where you go in the SEC on the road is going to be tough. Arkansas is just like here, so there's going to be a lot of people, but we're excited for it. I mean, that's why you go to the SEC to play in atmospheres like that. So we're excited for it.